Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you all for being here. This is Pinkie the Housewife, and I will be sharing this on my second channel as well. So I don't know what channel you're going to be on, whether it's Pinkie the Housewife or Pink Global, but welcome. And I thought today was Sunday. I really, really did. Today is Saturday, right? I thought it was Sunday. Y'all have to excuse me. Y'all know I forget sometimes. But thank you and welcome to the Pink House. We got some update. We got some updates we have to do today. Yes, we do. So y'all just sit back. Since it's the weekend, go ahead and get you something to drink. Go ahead and get you something to eat. If you haven't eaten, just get it. Just go ahead and get you something to eat and get you something to drink. And you may have to get something stronger than what I got. I got lemon, not lemon water this time. I didn't get lemon water. I got sparkling. It was fizzing over. That's why I got this here on it. I got lemon water and it's been fizzing over. So I got this here. My daughter put this on here for me. It's just been going everywhere. She stuck a straw in it and it just started shooting out. So that's what took me a little longer. We had to clean up the mess and everything. And I had my husband help me to lotion up my hands. That's just me. Okay. I don't do anything by myself. I try to. I'm a work in progress. I do more than I used to do. I didn't do nothing by myself without having everybody to do. Oh, well, I still have help putting on my, I had help putting this shirt on with the earrings too, with my rings on too. But everything else I did myself. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started today. Let's go ahead and get the house rules out of the way so I can see who all we got here. Let's get these house rules out of the way, guys. Y'all, I always tell you all, you cannot take my singing and say it's yours. Now, and I don't want no record deal because I know I can't sing. So when y'all hear me humming and like this here, you cannot take it. Because some people can't sing in the music industry right now. And some people can't even rap. But they ain't looking at whether you can rap or not. They're looking at whether they can make money off you. Okay, that's all. So I don't know I don't have to do none of that, know how to sing. So let's go ahead and get the house rules out of the way. Welcome to the Pink House, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, welcome. Okay. And let me just go ahead and say, go ahead and hit that like button. Hitting that like button will help you too to keep me in the algorithm. Okay. Keep me in the algorithm. And I need to stay in there. Y'all know I do. Y'all know. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel helps me to get where I need to be. And congratulations to everybody, not just myself, everybody that helped me to get to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you all, because I would have never gotten there by myself. It took you all my members, all my subscribers, all the people that love to come and sit down and have fun with the housewife and love my commentary. Thank you guys. Thank you. And let me just put it up there once again. Thank you. And that was on September the 22nd. Yes, I did. I hit it, guys. Okay. Now my goal is I'm ready to get, let's skip over 7,000. Let's just go straight on to 8,000. Okay. So don't forget, tell your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your cousins, your grown kids, and everybody. Hit the like and subscribe and watch some of my videos. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me put this trigger warning up because the reason why I'm doing that, because some content is not good for everybody. Not everybody can handle the stuff that's going to be seen today. Okay. Y'all know when I get outraged, now people that been my day ones and all that, y'all know when Pinkie start getting ticked off, when I start getting pissed and I can't do this, I can't just slap somebody through the internet. When I can't do that, y'all know when I talk about the diddler, I get a little. Now, since I've been talking about this child that's been put in the trunk of a car, y'all know I get tears. Don't play with me. Don't come in here with no foolery, because you may get cussed out. And I don't curse. Y'all know I don't curse. I stopped doing that last year. Remember? That was the old 2024 Pinkie. This is the 2025 Pinkie. Pinkie don't cuss no more. And I try not to tell people that I'm going to pull up on them. I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. No, I don't do that no more. I'm good. This is the good side of me. Okay? Y'all just don't piss me off, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. It's already 7 minutes in. We're going to be talking about Celeste, the new details that have emerged after her unaliving and decomposing in a trunk of a car, a Tesla, a 2023 Tesla, with a dent in it, dirt caked on like it's been sitting there for over 10 years, but it's only been sitting there for a couple of weeks, because about a month, because dust and dirt don't sit on your car like that unless it's been sitting somewhere. You want to know where I got that from too, don't you? No, we're going to talk about it, okay? Her body decomposing. I don't say body, parts of her body, because where's her arms and legs? Where is that child's arms and legs? And this, somebody know, David. Somebody know. And you're going to talk. He is proven innocent. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I just want to make that clear. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But you're the last one that saw her. You're the last one that saw her. So we want answers. I want answers. Okay. And then we're going to, so David, I'm letting you know, we want some answers. We want some answers like now. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the diddler. Oh, I forgot to bring up the diddler's picture. Let me go and pull one in on the diddler. I cannot believe I don't have that diddler's picture in here. I really want we want to do something that, oh Lord, when I tell you how this man looked in the courtroom last week, y'all going to pass out. You are going to pass out when I tell you how he looked in that courtroom last week. But it didn't shock me. You know why? Because when you don't have your hairdresser, your makeup artist, your barber in there, and you don't have the person that finds your clothes and rub your body full of that baby oil and get that beard all in control and give you your medication for all those diseases. I'm not saying what disease, I didn't say that. What I think diseases, in my mind, you ain't gonna look the same. Or is that by design to look so terrible where they let you out? But we ain't gonna get into it. We're just getting ready to get onto the matter at hand. Okay? We're getting ready to get on to the matter at hand. That's what we're gonna do right now. Let me see who I got in here. Is that my sweet tea? Hi, my sweet tea. Thank you for being here, girl. Thank you for being here. Let me do. Hello. Y'all, I'm right-handed, but I cannot do it with this hand. I've been trying. I work on it every time. Still can't do it, sweet tea. I'm trying, baby. I be trying. I'm trying. I'm right-handed. Ever since, I'm just going to have to go and, I don't know. I'm just sad, sweet tea. You're number one. Yes, you are, sweet tea. You're number one. You're number one. Yes, you are. Okay. I pray you are well and good. I am. I am. I am. I'm well and I'm good. I'm going to be good, sweetie. Yes, I am. I'm going to be very good today. Okay. Hello, everyone. Sweetie is speaking to you. Is that my Janetta? My Janetta speaks. Hi, Janetta. Thank you for being here. Oh, my Sharon. I think everybody is my sweetie, my Sharon. You know what? I do that to I do that to my kids. I really do. I call him my baby, my love. I call my son my love, my handsome. It's like you're so close to me. That's why I do that. I've been doing that for years. Okay. And I even do it for my baby. You know, my baby Phoenix. He's only 1 year old. And you know what I be saying? My baby. I call him my baby. My baby. Who's been messing with my baby? Who's been bothering my baby? No, they better leave my baby alone. And he loves it when I say that. Oh, it just makes him feel like he's a big boy when I say that. My baby Phoenix. Oh, Lord. Y'all, when I be broke down all next week, because Phoenix, he's going to be my Phoenix. I'm going to have Phoenix again in the chair. He's going to be my co-host next week. Next week, I'm going to have him in my. Now, Phoenix can't do it right now. Okay? Hi, Nathan. Thank you for being here as well. It is Saturday. You're right. Citizen Bunny, thank you. You looking good and sounding great. Oh, you've been right now, sounding great today. Yes. Okay. Pinkie, please the video and thank you. Please like the video. Oh, Sweet Tea said, please like the video. Like the video. Hit the like sign, guys, coming in. Janetta, checking in on both channels. Oh, see there, that's how you do it. Checking in on both. Y'all, let me show you the second channel so y'all can check in on both channels. Here's that second channel. Pink Global. That's Pink Global. It's Pink Space Global, all caps. Pink Global. That's my second channel. We're about to get that one. We're about to get that one monetized soon. So yes, we are. Thank you, Janetta. Checking in on both channels. Janetta, no. Okay. Oh, that's Janetta speaking to everybody. Let me see. See who else we got in here. Congratulations on 6K. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it happened because of y'all. Yes, it did. We all want answers. Thank you, sweetie. That's what we're here today to get answers. And let me just tell y'all, I got something to say. Y'all know the police, the investigators, the LAPD is listing this. You know what unit they got this under? The robbery. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Robbery and Homicide Division Department. Somebody asked the same doggone question. She is from a major news outlet. She asked the same doggone question. Why do you all have this under robbery? What robbery got to do with this? Because before they said homicide, they said robbery, kept referring to it as a robbery. No, this is not a robbery investigation. And promise to God, I promise God. She said the same thing I said. That young girl did not just hop up in the trunk, wrap herself in plastic, and hop up in the trunk and close it by herself. How did she do that? And then she unalived herself in the trunk? No. I said the same thing a couple of days ago. And for somebody to say that last night when I was watching, I said the same thing. You know who said it? Nancy Grace. And I said, thank the Lord somebody is speaking my language right now. Thank the Lord somebody is speaking my language right now. And they still refuse to call it a homicide. You know what? But somebody slipped up yesterday. One of the investigators. You know what he said? He called it a homicide. And he really didn't, because he was on the news. And he was being asked questions, right? And he slipped up and said it. Yes, they got him right there. Right there. Because if you notice, nobody's doing no press conference. Nobody's got it. Nobody's doing anything. We're not blaming the mama. I'm not blaming mama for nothing. Okay? Because she's got enough on her plate right now. But that don't mean what I'm thinking in my head. Mama. I got questions, but I ain't blaming the mama right now. Don't y'all put that on me. But that don't mean Pinkie can't think. That don't mean Pinkie ain't feeling some kind of way up in here. Yep, right up in here. I'm feeling some kind of way. Yes, I am. I'm feeling some kind of way about that family. That mama, where's the dad? I'm feeling some kind of way. How you got a 11-year-old child running away, and then again, over and over. And you talking about she got a boyfriend named David, and brother talking about she got a boyfriend. What? Don't you want to know who is this boyfriend named David? At 11 years old, girl, you ain't got no boyfriend. If it is for somebody in your elementary school just like you just got a crush on somebody, and give me the mama's number. Tell him to have his mama call me so we can call and we can all go out for pizza, or we can invite him over for a barbecue at the house. Because I know it's just a little crush. And that's why we on the street. Y'all getting ready to go to the jungle gym. Y'all getting ready to go to McDonald's. We'll take you to McDonald's. And now, if he's a grown man, he ain't going to want to go to McDonald's. He ain't going to want to come over for a barbecue. If he ain't going to want to, for me to be calling his mama. You see what I'm saying? Y'all better keep a hold of y'all little girls. Don't be letting these foolery men coming around your little girl. I'm trying to see. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's fizzing up. The minute I drop this in, watch. See, it's going up. I can't do that right now. I can't put it in right now. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's going to fizz out. When it does that here, nobody did that but Phoenix. When I say Phoenix, it's because Phoenix is the one that takes all the drinks. You know, we put our sparkling water in the wine cellar too. We put the drinks, we put everything in there. If it's in a bottle or can and it's supposed to be any type of drink or water or anything, we stick them all up in there. We don't just stick wine in there. You know, because I don't drink wine. And my husband don't drink wine. Nobody in the house drink wine. And he don't even drink beer. And I don't drink either. So we put everything in there. I have it, and you can't put stuff in there, okay? And so Phoenix, he opens the cellar, the wine cellar, and he just takes stuff out and throw them down on the floor. Or he takes them, and if he do, he'll shake them up and try to put them back in there. That's Phoenix. And so you have to watch stuff. You have to be careful when you got a Phoenix in the house. He don't have a chief to cook these healthy meals. He claims he's been fed maggots, in my opinion. That I hope he did get some maggots. You're doing a great job, Pinkie. Thank you, sweetie. Hi, sister in chat. Thank you. You're back. I remember. Thank you for coming back to the Pink House. You're welcome to be here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Yes, we do. Like for Pink Global it is. Okay. You know, we just trying to get Pink exactly 100. We trying to get everything. Looks like sparkle drinks. Those tasty, pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. Y'all know Phoenix. If you've been on my thing, y'all know the baby Phoenix. Phoenix takes stuff and Phoenix gonna do what Phoenix want to do. You can't. Let me show y'all my Phoenix. Y'all know my Phoenix, right? So Phoenix gonna do what Phoenix want to do, and I cannot stop Phoenix from doing what Phoenix want to do. And people say, you should be able to stop Phoenix from doing what Phoenix want to do. No, you can't. You can't do. Phoenix is like, he's a prodigy, so you can't stop him. Phoenix, and then the dogs. I got the dogs. I got 2 dogs. I got Phoenix. I got a house full. Only person can stop Phoenix from doing what Phoenix want to do. Oh, let me show you Phoenix as a little baby. This is Phoenix as a baby. Can y'all see him? That's Phoenix as a baby. That he was just came back from the hospital. That's first day home from the hospital, and he looked like he was a 3 or 4 month old. Everybody thinks he's about 3 or 4 right now, years old. But Phoenix is only 1, just turned 1 this year. My baby just big for his age. Y'all got to remember, sometimes people got big kids for their age, and he's one of those that's gonna. Oh, here's Phoenix. He's big for his age, guys. That's my Phoenix. Everybody think Phoenix look just like me. Yes, he do. Y'all see my baby? Phoenix look just like me. We even got the same color hair. Phoenix and I got the same color hair. See there? That's Phoenix. But anyway, that's enough about my baby. Okay, that's enough about the baby. Let's go ahead and get it on. Looks like, okay, let me see. Phoenix experimenting. Phoenix is something else. I don't know what's wrong with him. Yes, Mama. Thank you. Phoenix is so handsome. Y'all, you, sweetie, you ain't got any pictures of Phoenix. Phoenix, and y'all ain't seen Phoenix when he come in here. Phoenix is, yeah. Phoenix is something else. Let's go ahead and get on with the story at hand. The first one I'm going to bring up for you all, let's get Diddy on out of the way, because Diddy is short and quick, and I ain't got time to be playing with Diddy. Y'all know I don't have time for Diddy. So we're going to go ahead and get Diddy on out of the way. Okay. And don't forget, Diddy's original trial is coming up October the 3rd. October the 3rd at 10 a.m. in the courtroom. He's going to be in the courtroom again. That is his sentencing date. That's the date he's supposed to get sentenced. Diddy just tried to make a cash out. He wanted to try to get out of jail last week. It didn't happen. Judge denied. It was a denial all the way. No, Diddy, you ain't going nowhere. Diddy tried to play that thing by coming in the court looking like he tore up and throw down in something. It didn't work. It did not work. Judge wasn't playing with him. Judge Diddy tried everything. This is, y'all remember, inner city press, right? This is inner city press, and he just dropped this today from his because he went down to the courthouse last week when Diddy tried to get out. Okay, and I know I didn't go live yesterday. I did not. I kept trying, but I spent time just by myself with my family and everything, and just catching up on all my TV shows. I stayed in bed, and my family hung around in and out and stuff. Everybody was in and out, making sure I eat. And guess what, guys? I ate. I had 2 full meals yesterday. I'm getting back up to having 3, because y'all got to remember, they haven't been fixing my food like they supposed to, and I have to wait. And when I sleep all day in bed, because y'all know I don't wake up until like 11:30, 12 o'clock. But when I sleep all day in bed, I tend to forget to eat. But they made sure last night. Okay, so trying to look like an old man for sympathy. You got it, Janetta. That's what I'm getting ready to say. Diddy had his hair all gray. You know how during the trial he had that gray hair start coming in, sparkling, a little gray here and there, and the hair looking bad. and he came in with those clothes looking like he from Mayberry, right? With the khaki pants, because they only got 5 pair. They only gave him 5 pants, 5 shirts, 5 sweaters, 5 underwear, 2 pair of shoes, and 5 pair of socks, right? And how I remember that because I always talked about that when I was covering the trial. Did you hear about the story of Tupac on the airplane in the poem he wrote? Please answer after you're done with Puffy. Tupac on the plane? No. Tell you what, let me look up that. Okay, let me look up that after. I'll try to look into it. But I'm gonna play the not Tupac. I'm gonna play the Diddy because I got to get Diddy off my head right now. Because I've been wanting to get Diddy out of my brain for a little while. Because it ain't safe to have him running around in my brain. Okay. So Diddy got a forehead of gray hair right now. He came in his prison uniform. He didn't come in those Mayberry button-down shirt with the sweater on and the khaki pants. He didn't come in looking like that, looking like he's about to fall over for dead because Mayberry is off the air. He didn't come looking like that. He came looking like he just from prison, just from the jailhouse. He came looking like he's from the place from, y'all know, Metropolitan Detention Center. Yeah, that's what he looked like. Yeah. And he looked at bad. His face looked bad. He ain't got that sparkling face no more. He ain't got all that good moisturizer and scrub for his face. He came looking bad. And like Janetta, I think that was Janetta said, he's trying to get sympathy. That's right. But we're going to see. Y'all know I love to put up Inner City Press because Inner City Press be on the job. Okay. So we're going to hear what Matt got to say about this. All right. So everything, we got to listen, guys. Oh, yes, Janelle speak. I prayed it didn't work for Diddy. No sympathy. Yeah. I don't know whether they're going to give him time served because, as of September the 16th, this month on the 16th, he's been there 1 year. September the 16th, because last year on a Monday, on the 16th, he was arrested in New York City at the hotel. Going inside the hotel before he can step into that lobby, when he got into the second opening of the hotel, before he got right into the lobby, that's when he got arrested. Okay? And his people didn't put up a fuss or get in front of him because they knew who they was fooling with when they saw these 2 men walk up. He just flashed something, and one had a folder, and that's when they took each side of Diddy and walked him out around the corner on the elevator. Yeah, I got the whole video of that. Remember, I showed it during that time. Hi, Healing. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Healing. And 1 year is not long enough, but I don't know whether they're going to give him time served. Time served. I don't know. But knowing them, they trying to get him off. They was trying to ask for either a new trial or let him out. Neither one. That judge, I'm so glad we got this judge. This judge ain't playing with that fool. Do you think the green man, not the green man, the orange man, gonna let Puff out like the January people? I don't know. If it's going to benefit him in some kind of way or help that Epstein stuff to go away, to give people something else to talk about, to give some people, the world, another reason to be angry over something else, he'll do it. But he better do it before, because right now he ain't doing too good. He's so slowly melting away. The orange is melting. He's looking like the witch, the bad witch from the Wizard of Oz or something. You throw water on it, he's so slowly melting. You know, I try not to talk about the man. Really, I do. I try not to talk about him because, like my mom told me before she passed away, if you ain't got nothing to say about nobody good, don't say nothing at all. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'll say nothing at all because I know my mouth. My mouth is it's reckless. When I'm mad and I'm pissed, I go down. I go to the jugular. I pull your guts out when I'm talking about you. I I pull all the guts out of you. So like I said, this is the 2025 Pinkie. That's why I'm not doing stuff like that no more. I don't help people to pull up on me no more. I don't pull up on. I'm not pulling up on nobody. I don't beg you to pull up on me. I don't tell you what I'm getting ready to do to you no more. I don't do that. So I'm not going to talk about him. But I just say he's melting. That's the best thing I can say right now. He's a melting person right now. That's why I'm not calling no names. I try not to. Because I don't need nobody in my chat telling me to calm down. It's been over an hour and I'm still ratting off. I'm still going off. I'm burning down houses and I'm telling everybody in the chat where to go and cussing everybody out. That anybody tell me to calm down, they get cut. So I don't do that no more because I can't do that no more. I just, anybody that my OGs, they know. Don't. But let's go ahead and listen to this. This is Inner City Press. Okay, this is him. He just dropped this today. He talks about what's going on. Here we go, guys. And I'm a member of Inner City Press. I'm subscribed to him too. Here we go. And let me know if you can't hear.
Last chance before sentencing, Shapiro takes the stage, says Diddy's making movies, actors fade away. Judge he brings up draft cards, Slavic says no way. Ruling set to come soon, still not yet on Friday. Oh, Diddy, do it. Diddy, do it. Diddy, do it. It was all a film. Agnifilo playing scale clothes, no more from NBC. Asked too late for Thursday, no jury to see. Fix on death for sentencing, gotta show how did he perv. How much time will he get? Justice must be served. Oh, but did he do it? Did he do it? Did he do it? It was all a film.
Well, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. We've just covered the argument for an acquittal or for a new trial in U.S. versus Sean Combs. It went on for a while. It was about 90 minutes. A new argument, at least I thought it was a new argument, made by Alexander Shapiro was that that his rights as a consumer of amateur porn hadn't been addressed by the government. They had addressed him as a producer of porn, and that much of the argument seemed to go around that. The judge asked pointedly whether any act of prostitution could be not prostitution as long as you filmed it. Alexander Shapiro sort of said this is unique because of the role playing and the use of wigs and the choreographed nature of it all. I don't know. Judge Subramanian didn't rule. Many people. I was just in front talking to some of the Diddy crew. The fact that he said "see you next Friday," they thought telegraphs his decision. He hasn't made it yet. Most motions for acquittal or a new trial are denied. Not all, though. And he might be ruling later today. He might rule Friday. Anytime. We'll be reporting it because we're Inner City Press. Whether this merits a ninth book in the series, I don't know. It's going to depend on the decision. But until then, Inner City Press, signing off.
Okay, guys. You all have seen that. Okay, that's Inner City Press. Okay, now let me go ahead and get the last one up for us on Diddy. All right. He didn't get out. He didn't, he still got to be there. What he didn't want to do is he was trying, my thing is, I think he was trying to not have to show up in court on October the 3rd because he know everybody and their mom going to be there. Even the woman that was out there all the time in her underwear, dancing around all the time. Even the crazy's gonna be there. I don't know. Okay, so he knew he's trying to get out before October the 3rd. He's been doing the same old, and it ain't working. Ain't nobody got time for Diddy. Let me I'm just trying to pull up the other thing on Diddy. Let me see. Oh, let me just also tell you all something. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this, guys. There is, I don't know, do you all know about Deion Sanders? Let me play this other video about Diddy, and then I'm gonna I meant to drop a short video on it last night, but I didn't. Deion Sanders. You know, Deion lives in Texas, right? I love the way he raised his kids. You know, he did a good job raising his kids, his daughters and his sons. They're so respectful kids. They are very respectful kids. They ain't like the kind of kids that cuss their mama and daddy out and flip off and go and destroy other people's properties and stuff. The only reason I'm saying that because somebody just put some dishwashing liquid in my what do you call it? My fountain out front on my property. Big John cast iron fountain that shoots up and goes everywhere. And they put group of kids put shampoo in it. His kids wouldn't do nothing like that. And shampoo just bubbled all over the lawn, all over the place. And it took forever for somebody to come out and get that cleaned out. Forever and ever and ever. You got to clean that, wash it, run water over and over forever. But you can't let it then keep doing the same way. It got to go out another way. Because otherwise it don't ever stop. Call the police and guess what they said? Kids will be kids. But you don't fuck with a $10,000 fountain. And police said, no, he was talking to the wrong person. He's talking to me. You know. I wasn't worrying about what he was talking about because if I found him, they mammy and all been that's, you don't fool with everybody. But anyway, so he raised his boys the right way. You don't see them doing crazy stuff. You see them school practice, doing what they were supposed to do as teenagers. And that's why they're great young men and girls today. They're wonderful kids. Okay. But I'm going to talk about him. But let me get this last little piece out on the Diddler. And then we're going to talk about him. I already got it up. Here it is, the Diddler. Let me see. Is that the one? Y'all just give me a second because the Diddler. Okay. Okay. Here it is. We're going to go ahead and go here. Okay. They're going to give you the last little piece of information about the Diddler. Let me make sure. Okay. Okay. We're getting ready. Okay. Here we go, guys. This is with CBS News. Diddler just tried to get his stuff out. We ain't gonna worry about what he's trying to do because it didn't work. Here we go, guys.
Another lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs. This time, a former stylist claims to be Diddy's victim in a case of sexual harassment and physical abuse. We're talking about someone named Deion Nash, was one of the witnesses, by the way, in the trial against Mr. Combs. He alleges that Combs turned his dream of working in entertainment into a nightmare. So in the lawsuit, he claims Combs assaulted him, stalked him, and threatened him during 10 years of employment. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman covering the first Diddy trial, where the entertainer got off on some of the bigger charges. So walk us through these newest claims, Katrina.
Reed, so he outlines allegations of battery, assault, sexual violence, physical and psychological abuse, labor trafficking, he says. And a lot of what Deion Nash says in this complaint mirrors testimony that we heard during that trial, both from Nash and from others, like Sean Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who was a key witness at that trial. Deion Nash is also a stylist who worked very closely with Ventura, and his testimony at that trial really bolstered what she had to say. But he talks in this complaint, Reed, about fearing for his life, not just while he was working for Sean Combs, but afterwards. He tells stories about physical violence, about a time where he actually had to drive 100 miles an hour to try to escape Mr. Combs, and says he didn't call the police because he worried that that would be a death sentence. Now, our correspondent, Jerika Duncan, has actually talked to Deion Nash. She's planning to sit down with him, and she said that he stands by what is in this document, and he says that to this day, he is still processing what happened to him while he was working for Sean Combs.
So a lot of the same themes that we heard in the really big trial. We know that Combs will be sentenced October 3rd, convicted of 2 charges of transportation to engage in prostitution. Any word from his lawyers and family ahead of sentencing?
Yes, so they have filed a document. What they're asking for, Reed, is less than 14 months for a sentence for Sean Combs. And as a reminder, by the time we hit the sentencing next week, he will have already served about a year. So that would essentially just be a couple months in prison. But what they're saying is that, one, he was acquitted on the most severe charges against him, and that should show that this jury found that he was innocent in a lot of ways. They also say this has already devastated his life, devastated his children's lives as well. They've also lost business opportunities. He's been on suicide watch, they say. What they essentially say is that they feel like he has already been punished enough, Reed. And in about a week, we're going to get to learn that sentence.
All right, we know you will break it. Katrina Kaufman, thank you so much. Well,
Okay, guys. That is it about that. All right. Now we got Diddy out of the way. Diddy is gone. I do want to bring up this about Deion Sanders. I don't know whether anybody heard about the Deion Sanders. Be correct. Let me just bring it up. Deion Sanders, so you all can see. I have forgot all about talk about Deion Sanders today. I was going to do it last night, but I totally forgot. And then I didn't even think about it this morning when I put my thumbnail together. Hi, Healing. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Healing. I see you. Yes, I do. I got you here, sweetie. You look so cute today. Thank you. Thank you so much. One day I'm going to get somebody to help me with some makeup. And then, oh, don't forget, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear for Halloween. Y'all got to remember, it's coming up. And you know, every Halloween, I tend to do something. I dress in Halloween. And then on Christmas, I try to look Christmasly. Whenever I do a live, maybe the day before, I try to look like I'm going somewhere. Or I think my first live for Christmas, we did a big thing. Was that Christmas? We did a big, or was it New Year's? My very first live, I think we did something big. I think we was in my, I know we was in my media room. the movie theater. And I had everything. My husband put me in there, did a setup for me in there. I don't know where we're going to do this one for Christmas. Maybe we may do it in front of the Christmas tree, or maybe I may put, because, you know, we put up about, the most trees we ever had was 8. Or then we dropped it down to 6. Now I barely do 4. But anyway, I may put one back here, but we're going to do something. And I got to have another game because Black Titanic and let me just pull it up right quick. Black Titanic and here it is right here. No, that's not it. Here it is right here. My 2 winners from Guess My Favorite Restaurant that won $50 in cash was congratulations to Black Titanic and Terry Matthews. They both won. Terry, still be looking. You know what I'm talking about. Look. Just be looking for it, okay? It's on its way. Black Titanic got her money already and everything. So thank you. And we're going to think of something else. It's going to be for October because this month is all already gone. But we got to think of something for next week. Our goal is to think of something for next week so we can do it. Okay. This would be, I think, is it the second time we've done a game where people won stuff? Yeah, it is. Y'all, we had 6 winners last time. Did we have 6 or 5? I thought it was 6 winners last time. And stuff. And y'all everybody got their gift and their stuff or their money, whatever it was. And now we still, and the same thing with this. So we're going to do something again. Remember I said we're going to play more games when I get to 6,000. So I'm there. We started the first one in July. We did that one in July and we just did one. So get ready for another one coming. We got to think next week what it's going to be. And it's going to be for our October game. I don't know what it's going to be. Y'all, we got to think of something. Or I have to put my kids on it to have them to think of something. Okay? So get ready. Do regularly. And I don't know what that is. Yes. I don't celebrate Halloween, but my birthday is October 14th. Well, remind me on your birthday. You make sure you're in here for your birthday. You celebrate your birthday. Let me write it down. You know what? You don't have to celebrate Halloween. You can just come to the live. What I do, I do commentary, but I dress cute for Halloween. I do the cutesy Halloween. I don't do the scary stuff because I'm a scaredy cat. When I say I'm a scaredy cat, I'm a scaredy cat. I run from anything, but I'm bad enough to pull up on folks. See the difference? I'm bad enough to take you down, but I'm not bad. I run from animals and scary stuff. Okay. The only thing I'm not afraid of is UFOs. I'm scared of everything else. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm a scaredy cat. I can't even sleep in my own house by myself at night. I'm a scaredy cat because I don't know what's going on in other parts of the house and other sides and everything. Because I'm way over here and we got all these other wings. I don't know what's going on over there. I can't see. Like my brother told me one time. He said, and he said this many times, somebody can live in your house and you don't even know it. I had people tell me that you can have people living in your house and you don't even know they're living in your house. When a lot of people have told you the same thing, your brother been telling you that forever. Yeah. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Because y'all don't know me. I have Popo pull up at my house all the time. Come check my house out. I've done it so many times. I don't do it no more in this climate. But I used to have them. I call them up. They come to my house. Go walk through the house. Check it out for me before I lay my head down and go to sleep. Check my home. They go up in the attics. They go up in the garages. They go everywhere. All through the house. And I just walk around until they tell me it's clear. Okay. And I've done that so many times. But I wouldn't do it now. You ain't coming up in my house doing that now. But see, they know, no. Okay. I feel nothing but God. See there, Helen, I'm just a sturdy cat. I don't fear the people. I fear ghosts and goblins, the demons. The you know. mhm. We talked about them demons. We ain't gonna talk about them right now. Uh, what was that? Deion Sanders. Where is he right now? Is this Deion right here? Okay, yeah, this is Deion. I want to get Deion here right quick, and then I'm going to drop a little short on him. Okay, because Deion Sanders did something that's really, really great that many people don't do, and if they do it, they got to tell that story 1,000 times to make themselves look good. Deion don't care what you think about him. You know why? Because he ain't asking you for nothing. Ain't nothing you got he wants. Nothing you got he wants. You can't give him whatever you can give him, he can give himself. So he ain't worried about what nobody can do for him. Okay? And if y'all know Deion, okay? Deion Sanders kept a secret for 18 years. When the boy appeared, Folsom Field, the world cried. Yes, they did. The world cried. And this was published on the 25th. This was just 2 days ago, guys. 2 days ago. This was this week. Okay. You know, Deion, he's a great coach. Deion, he works his boys the right way. He makes sure they're safe while they're working. Okay. Let me just tell you the story. I'll read a little, then I'll just tell you the rest. Okay. It's a hidden chapter in the primetime life of Deion Sanders, he's always been larger than life. He is. Him and his family been larger than life. And some people like him and some people don't. But that's your problem because I ain't got a problem with Deion. Okay? Have I ever been anywhere with Deion? I'm trying to see, have I ever done any functions that he was invited to? I probably need to call my sis just to find out. I don't think so. I don't know. I can't say for sure. Probably not. Because I know I'm a lot of functions where the Cowboys have been on the stage with a handful sometime. And been invited to my house for a party and stuff a couple of times, not one time, a lot of times, many, many times. Pittsburgh and Cowboys. I ain't say all Cowboys, just the handful that we know. Okay. Been to my home and stuff, or parties that we go and things like that. But Deion, I'm past his house many times before and everything, and stuff like that. But I don't think you know me from a jacket dealer or anything, unless his name is in one of those programs or something, or books that was written and stuff like that, or about a news report or something. But I don't remember because I can't remember. So because how when you got so many people there, you don't remember. I really don't. But one day I'll check and see. I'll have to pull out some of the books and see whether he's been anywhere that I've been invited to, and we probably ended up on the same stage. I don't know. I have to check and see. Cowboys is my daddy's favorite team. Oh, okay. Thank you. You won't believe this. I'm not a Cowboys. I'm not a sports fan, but because of I'll just say she's my mom. Okay, She's she's a big person, right? And so she used to invite certain cowboys or call them up on the phone like, hey, I need to see you today. Can you come by my office? And she hang up the phone. She don't get into it. I need to see you today. Can you come by my phone? And I'm sitting right at the desk with her, right? Across on the other side of the desk. And she be calling up, I'm going to do it like this here. She'll say, this is what she'll do. I need to see you today. Need to talk to you today. Can you come? I'm at my office. Can you come by my office today? And next thing I know, that person, within a few minutes or less than an hour, person pops up in the door. And I'm up. Or she'll say, I need you to, now this is for, I'm going to say chief of police. I need to talk to you today. Next thing I know, there they come. I'll give you another example. Big time, we'll just say maybe senator or chief, another big person. Oh, I need you to come to my birthday party. My daughter's throwing me a birthday party and I need you to come. And this person, Harlem Globetrotters, one of them. I need you to come to the birthday party. Next thing I know, it's snowing outside. She's already there. She's sitting there waiting on everybody. And I get a call. This is so-and-so. We're trying to make it, but it's bad outside. And I'm thinking, how did he get my number? That's her. That's her. She just called people up and they show up. I used to pass that old compound. You did, Sweet Tea? Sweet Tea know what I'm talking about. It's huge, isn't it, Sweet Tea? I love it. Yes. I've been, Sweet Tea know where it's at. Be quiet, Sweet Tea. But anyway, this is Deion Sanders. He's larger than life, okay? From his I'm going to pull it up over here. And then we're going to get on to from his legacy days as prime time in the NFL to his headline grabbing transformation of the Colorado Buffaloes. Sanders has commanded attention everywhere he goes, and that is true. Everywhere he goes, known for his flash, his passion, and his unrelentless drive. Few imagined that the man behind the sunglasses was carrying a secret so heavy, so deep, personal, that he kept it buried for nearly 2 decades. It wasn't about football. It wasn't about wins, ranking, highlights, rears. It was about life itself. And y'all see that young man there? See that young man right there? Deion was shocked himself. He did not know this young man was going to show up at this football game. He had no idea. I'm quiet. Yes. He had no idea. This is I'll let y'all hear it for yourself. You see, this hug made the whole stadium cry. Even the other team, everybody on the other team, on the other side, tears. Not just over on this side, but the other side. Not just a few people, everybody. The world cried. Everything stood still to hear this young man's story. Deion did not know he was going to be there. He was shocked. I'm just getting chill bumps just thinking about it. And when the secret finally emerged under the lights, the world stood still and cried. Now, take that in. The world stood still and they cried. It wasn't a sound in the stadium. It wasn't a nothing. It was quiet. Everybody had to listen. I gotta go, Mother. Okay, thank you. Make sure you do a replay because I want you to hear what's going on with Celeste. Okay, because I didn't intend to bring Deion in this. I want to do a survey about Deion by himself because he deserves that. Okay. Sanders, long retired from football, but still deeply involved in charity work, had just left a veterans fundraiser event in rural Tennessee. The storm, it was raining that night, a storm, real bad storm, relentless. Sheets of rain, thunder rolling across the hills. He was driving down a dark country road, and then something caught his eye. Something caught his eye at the edge of his headlights. He thought it was just some discarded clothing, but no, it wasn't. He could hear a baby, the sound of a baby crying, screaming. So he pulls over, and what he found wrapped up in a football jacket, laying a child abandoned in freezing rain now. No reporters around, no headlights, no cameras, nothing. He didn't call press or nothing. Deion Sanders, the storm, and he's holding in his hand a child fighting to survive from all that rain and everything. Look at him, Deion. You know, Deion just did a battle with cancer. Well, I just reported on that not too long ago. He pulls over immediately when he rushed over to pick up the baby, scooped the baby up in his arm, and he dialed 911. When the authorities, when everybody got there, Sanders didn't walk away, just get in his car and leave then and let them take the baby to the hospital. No, he followed the ambulance to the hospital. He sat in the ER for hours, waiting through the medical checks as they checked the baby out, the paperwork, and all the silence. He sat there by himself without calling anybody for to report this or not going live or not telling anybody about this. He never revealed this to no one in his family. Nobody knew about this. All the press conference Deion does. You know, he's always behind the camera, in front of a camera. He's always talking. He's always in the news. Nobody knew. He kept this dead silence just to himself. Nobody knew, not even his kids, not even his family, nobody, none of his players, nobody. But he stayed there until this child was taken care of. He stayed there for hours, silent, to make sure everything was done for this child, this baby. It wasn't a child, it was a baby. And it was no press. He didn't release no press about it. He never told nobody about the story. He never did no headlines for it. Like some people just want to grab a headline, 15 minutes of fame. They find a baby. They rescue a baby. They find a baby. Oh, they want something from it. They want that hero title. No, he didn't want no title. The memory stayed with him, a secret he carried along by himself forever. Then 18 years later, the secret returns. That's when the young man was right a night at the boulder. That young man walks up into the stadium. And you got to remember, the stadium was packed with people. This is a football game, right? Prime, right? There he is. He walks up. Unrecognizable because Deion knew him as a baby. Before the coin toss, before the stadium announcement, voice rang out. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attentions to the tunnel. That's when this young man walks out of the tunnel. A special guest. They said tonight we welcome a special guest, someone who life was forever changed by Coach Deion Sanders. The cameras shift over to the tunnel where the young man was coming out. A young man, now 18 years old, walked slowly onto the field, wearing a Colorado jersey with Sanders' name on the back. Deion froze on the sidelines. The fire in his eyes gave way to something else, shook out in a flood of emotion he couldn't contain. As the boy reached him, Sanders opened up his arms and they gave an embrace at midfield. The roar of 50,000 fans faded into tears and silence. A boy, words that moved millions. Taking the microphone, the boy said himself before speaking, 18 years ago, you found me in the rain. You didn't leave me. You saved me. And tonight, I stand here because of Coach Deion Sanders. Ooh, I got chills right now just reading it again. Oh, my gosh, guys. The crowd erupts. Fans weep openly. Prayers on both sides. Weeping tears. Oh, my God. Helmets was taken off. Oh. Boulder, a city used to football thrills, had witnessed something far beyond sports. That night, it was all about a secret that Deion kept to himself. You see Coach Prime tears, but tonight he inspired the world, guys. He inspired the world. Shedeur Sanders, Colorado quarterback, and Deion's son. That was bigger than football. That was about humanity. It was about humanity. One person said he covered Deion for 30 years. I thought I knew every story, but not this one. This was his greatest play. Veteran sports journalist. That was his greatest play, guys. So right now, everybody is going all over social media. Their hashtag is a hashtag Prime Saves. Hashtag Prime Saves. Shout to the top of the trending charts worldwide. And then there's a clip of Deion embracing the young man, their embrace. It speaks volumes. And I'll let you all see that embrace one more time. There it is, guys. That's the embrace that shocked the world. Praise God. Yeah. This is a blessing. Teary eyes. I didn't know this. Yeah. I agree, sweet tea. God will continue blessing Deion and his family. Yes. Yes. I just had to get that story out, guys. Now we're going to go ahead and focus on David, where he's at, what's going on, and then with Celeste, the new details and everything. But I thought that I would make sure that story get out. Okay. That was it makes me tear up. Guys, that is something else. You know what I mean? Okay, now y'all ready for the story? What you all been waiting on? Let's go ahead and get into Deion pulled off another one. That's another one for Deion. Okay. This is a short video. I want y'all to see the way David thinks. Okay. We're going to look at the way he thinks because and then I am going to show the latest on Celeste, the latest information. I am going to show that. But I also want us to get into how because he got some the way he, I don't know. I don't know how to call it. His mind. Okay? His mind. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right. Let me bring that story up to you right now. Okay, y'all ready for it? Whew. Yeah, that's Deion Sanders. That's what's happening in Deion's world. Okay, here we go. This is what News Nation, and this is this is from today. This is what they put out today on News Nation. So this is from today. All right. The death of a teen and a star named David. Here we go. Let me start it over.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Banfield, this Friday special edition. It's called The Death of a Teen and a Star Named David. The teen, of course, is Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The David is a 20-year-old superstar in the making who spells his name D4VD, but whose legal name is David Anthony Burke. Under any other circumstances, David would likely be spending this Friday night exactly the way you would expect for a 20-year-old platinum-selling multimillionaire, just coming off a 2-month tour. I'm thinking clubs and friends and fans and parties, maybe even one of those regular blowouts that neighbors said happened pretty often in that $20,000 a month mansion he was living in the Hollywood Hills. But tonight, that mansion is dark and it's empty. And David hasn't been seen in the LA party scene for weeks, and he hasn't been heard from publicly for just about as long. And why is that? The young dead girl, Celeste, who just yesterday was confirmed to be the very same Celeste the singer once wrote a love song about. She's the same girl he appeared with on live streams and the same girl he and his friends partied with in LA. And yes, she's the same girl he was involved with romantically, even though she was only 14 years old at the most. It's more than likely she was only 12 or 13 when the relationship began with David.
My understanding was she was 11 when they first started. 11 years old. Yeah, just allegedly.
17 or 18. In the hour ahead, we're breaking down the very latest details, beginning with one that might have gone unnoticed. I'll say it again, David has not been charged in this crime, nor has he been named a person of interest. But all the while, the LAPD has been unusually tight-lipped about the case. Yesterday, though, Chief Jim McDonnell of the LAPD did an interview, and deliberately or not, he said this. Did you catch that? Did you catch what he just said? The key words in that sentence?
Wait now. Don't tell me it just got moved out. Wait, let me go back, because he's supposed to have been said. Let me go back. I don't want to miss it, because this is where he accidentally or slipped, a slip of the tongue.
Tight-lipped about the case. Yesterday, though, Chief Jim McDonnell of the LAPD did an interview, and deliberately or not, he said this. Did you catch that? Did you catch what he just said? The key words in that sentence?
Wait now. I listened to this today, and it's just been removed out. Because that's not what he said. Oh, maybe I have to find it somewhere else. Somebody else may got it.
Homicide and associated issues. Homicide means death at the hands of another person, as opposed to a suicide or maybe an accidental overdose, because those are theories. Associated issues, that could refer to the fact that David's friends confirmed that he was in that romantic relationship with a girl of just 14. At this point, Celeste's cause and manner of death are listed as deferred. But if victim and boyfriend make up two key parts of this puzzle, the third part has to be the abandoned 2-year-old Tesla in which the girl's decomposing body was finally found. 18 days ago, that's September 8th, My first guest tonight is a private investigator who specializes in missing persons, and he got his hands on the paper trail from that first ticket that went on the Tesla's windshield to the end of the line at the impound lot. And he learned that fed up neighbors called police about this car on August the 26th. An officer came by the very next day and left a ticket on the window. A second ticket was issued September 3rd. And the car was finally towed September 5th, 3 days before it became a key piece of evidence in what's now being confirmed as a homicide. Steve Fisher is the man behind that pro bono detective work, and he joins me now live. Steve, thanks so much for being on tonight. Tell me about the tow report that you were able to obtain and some of the information that you learned from the report.
So, it was first called in by a neighbor on the 26th, and the only note that was on it was when they asked for any identifying information besides the license plate, they noted that there was a large dent in the back.
Guys,
And,
I want you all to really listen to this. I listened to it right before my live. Okay, one part was just cut out of it. I don't know. But I want you all to listen to him. The reason why I'm saying that, this is information that not everybody knows. Okay? Yeah, they removed it. I was waiting on us to hear that because I heard it earlier, right before my live. I was listening to it. It's like, I'm going to have to find it somewhere else. Because it was like he told off on himself. He slipped and revealed some information. Oh my God. Okay. But listen to what this guy is saying. It's very telling information people haven't heard yet.
I was curious that there wasn't an odor mentioned. Now, that doesn't absolutely mean that in the conversation with the agent, they didn't mention that and it just didn't get reported. But, in LA, a traffic officer has to come out at least 3 times before they can tow it. On 3 different days, they have to chalk the tires, make sure it hasn't moved, because it is legal to park on that street. So, as far as what was gathered from that, it was nothing regarding the smell or anything, but for it to get towed from that area, considering there is no parking restrictions, it had to be there quite a while, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about that, because not only did you get your hands on the towing report with all the information it yielded, but you also knocked on some doors and you found some of the neighbors who indeed knew about that car and knew how long it had been there. What did they tell you?
I talked to someone that, nobody wanted to be on the record, but they said that they believe they're certain the car was there more than a month. There was somebody else that said that the car had moved around a couple different times, but that's going back as far as May. It had been moving around. And, from those photos actually were embedded with the ticket that was taken. So when they provided the ticket on the 3rd, they give images, in case it goes to court and they can back it up. They're really high res images. They really zoom into them. And I mean, that dirt is caked on that car. So I think that car got dumped a lot earlier than a lot of us think.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the pictures at the same time you are on screen, and our viewers are seeing it too. One of the things I noticed with the caked on dirt is that you would not have been able to drive it with windshields that caked. It would have been really hard to drive. So, and I'm just so sad when I see this car parked here, because that she's in the trunk in this image, and it's so sad. It's extraordinarily sad. It's not just a parked car that's getting a ticket and getting towed. It's a tomb where a girl had been decomposing, day after day after day. But it's interesting you say a month, but then it's also interesting you see the police came back.
You know what, guys? I think I was doing my calculations yesterday. Okay, I was sitting on my bed. Okay, and I was listening to another news outlet talking about it, and I was doing my calculations. I think she's been on a live for about over 2 weeks. I know some people think it's a month now, at least a month that the car was sitting there. But because let me just bring my calendar up. Okay. Give me 1 second. On the 24th, August 24th, I think that's when he had a concert or something. A photo of her taken on in a black tube top, August 24th. A video too. And then her August 24th, that was on a Sunday. I think that was around the time of his concert. And then if you go to September, they her body was found. Was it September the 8th? Let me see. Was it September the 8th? Body found in trunk September the 8th. That's on a Monday. Found it. I got it written down. Body in trunk found September the 8th. So if the body was found on September 8th, they moved that. They came out and did. People called in 3 times because the car can't be removed off the streets in LA unless they get 3 calls. It have to be reported 3 separate times that a car is abandoned or haven't moved or is abandoned on the road. He got some terrible tires. Seemed like he needed to get some new tires and get that part of that thing fixed. I don't know what's wrong with the tires, but anyway. So you look at September, okay, August 4th, August 24th. That's a whole week. Because there's only 24th, so there's 8 days left. There was 8 days left in August, right? 8 days in August left. And then you came to August 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 16 days, right? That's 16 days from August 24th, that's Sunday, to September the 8th. That's 16 days. But they started talking about moving that car. People was calling in on that car. On the 3rd time, that's when they moved the car. The car been getting ticketed and stuff. I think they had enough evidence. They would have already arrested him. I could be wrong. You're right, Helen, Miss Helen. But so they called in. So I was doing my time. So that child been dead. Unalived for a little over 2 weeks, or should say a little over 2 weeks, right? But some people thinking she was, but the temperatures in LA gets hot. It's hot. And you're in a black car, black windows. The car is heating up fast. Black cars get hotter than cars that's not black. And a Tesla is like being in a tomb. Okay, so she, in my opinion, she was unalive after that last concert he had. Not the last concert, because he had more since she was unalive. But the last time we saw that person that was standing at that on that balcony at a concert that he did, yeah, and she was standing there, a young girl, and everybody claimed that wasn't her. That's her, unless somebody took her clothes and put them on. Okay, let me just go ahead and let this play.
3 different times and chalk the tires. What's the protocol for them? Why didn't they tow it the first day they were called?
So they're not allowed to tow it unless it's documented that it has not moved in 72 hours. So now when they came out on the 26th, or they got called on the 26th, they came out first on the 27th. That happened to be Labor Day weekend. So, it wasn't until the 3rd, until Labor Day was over, they came out the second time. But by ordinance here in LA County, and I do very familiar with this because I live in the area, you have to move within 72 hours. If it's called in as abandoned, it has to also have other factors, such as it appears to be abandoned. If this car was clean, it wouldn't have been towed.
Right.
Yeah. The fact that, the first call came in and 8 days later, it was towed. Each time they came out and established the 72-hour rule and had those 3 that they have to have. Did the neighbors that you talked to say anything else about, other than, it's been here for about a month? Did anybody say it smelled?
Not that I talked to. I know that I've seen reports of somebody, but not that I talked to. However, the street that it's on, and I don't know if this was done on purpose or not, but the street, Bluebird, is just this little street with about 6 houses on it. It kind of makes a semicircle that wraps from one end of Doheny and meets back up to Doheny. So it's not a super traveled street. Now Doheny is, so you drive by it But where it was is kind of like a strategic area where there's only, see that road right there wraps around to the right, and then it connects again to the main road. So there's not too many people that will walk by. And these hedges on this house are so high that it really takes out people walking on the other side of the vehicle. So I don't know if it was actually done strategically, but if you're going to leave it somewhere, that's as good a place to leave it as any.
Well, the curious thing is, listen, and this is a sort of a weird topic, but I have a septic field and a septic system, and I've grown up that way. And I know that when the winds shift, it doesn't matter what kind of hedge is nearby. It doesn't matter if it's 30 feet away. You can smell those odors. And I'm just wondering if anybody on the other side of the hedge or across the street, or within, say, 50 feet of where that car was parked, had noticed that smell and wondered what it was. Because I believe the only report we had about that car was that somebody thought a dead animal was nearby.
Yeah, and I'll bet you now, in hindsight, they might. But I think that, without this happening, you walk by a car, it's the last thing you think is that somebody's in the trunk, deceased. And so you probably chalk it up to a bunch of other things, like set a sewer line broke. I mean, it's LA, stuff like this happens a lot. I'm talking about like sewer lines and whatnot. And there's a lot of construction going on in that area all the time. So you could chalk it up to, they hit a line or something like that. I mean, really the last place people go is there's a body in a trunk, Now, of course, now that we know that happened, it's easier to think that way. But,
Oh, yeah. Hindsight's 2020,
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you about the damage on this car, because you've got a lot of insight into something we haven't all noticed in the video. But before I do that, I want to ask you about this location. I thought it was blocks and blocks away from David's house. It isn't.
No, I'd say it's probably 150 feet to Doheny Place, which he's on, from the rear of, from the trunk of that vehicle, because he's the first spot. They're parked on the first spot there. It's very close. In fact, on a weekend, I could see somebody parking there because there wasn't street parking on his street, because his street's very small.
Like, it's one street over from where his house actually is?
Half a block, because his street is really kind of like almost like an alleyway. It's not an alley, but it's really a half of a regular block, because the way the neighborhood's split up, it's very close. You can throw a rock at it.
It's unbelievable. It almost makes you wonder if the smell might have even reached the front door of that mansion. Let me ask you about the damage. I didn't notice damage in the towing and in the drone videos, but what did you know about?
Well, I didn't really know until I saw these photos. And this car, this is a 2023 Model X. He paid $104,000 for this. I've seen the invoice, and it's just beat up. I don't know what they've done to this car, but I mean, all the wheel wells have got damage, and I'm not really a car guy, but those side fenders on the other side are off. There's huge dent in the rear. The guy parking also noticed front right damage. So I don't know what happened to this car, because I've seen, for instance, I found a Google Maps image of it having parked in front of the house, right, the street view, and it does not look damaged there. So I don't know when this happened or how it happened, but it almost looks like it's been off road.
Originally we all thought it was Model Y until this video showed the door handles, and the door handles apparently are the giveaway for the Model X, because they're angel wing doors. They go up instead of out. And so the reports are all changing. I mean, every official report that we saw was a Model Y. It looks very much like a Tesla I have, which is a Model Y, but apparently it is this Model X. And I can tell you one thing, my Tesla was not 104,000. So this is a really souped up version. Mine was like a fifth of that, honest to God. I can't believe that car was that expensive.
Yeah, the X has got a larger front too. It's 6.6 cubic feet as opposed to 4.2 like Model Y. So kind of explains how she might have fit in there as well.
Well, that's a very sad fact that I'll end on.
Of course she's going to fit in there. You know why? Because it's only half of her. Her arms is not on the torso. Her legs are not on the torso. Just her head and the torso. Of course she's going to fit. And then she's a child. So of course she's going to fit. When I heard that part, I said, of course she'll fit. You only got a half of a person.
Gosh, I thank you, Steve. Really great digging. I appreciate you doing that. Please come back and talk to us again, because I know that you're still watching this story and digging on this story, as we all are. Appreciate this.
Thanks for having me.
Great information.
Steve Fisher joining us tonight. And in just a moment, for the very first time, Celeste is seen on tape right before she becomes a missing person. Here she is in.
Okay. So guys, this is some of the stuff. Like I said, this is from today, and I watched this right before I went live. Before I sat down in my chair for my live, I was watching this, and so, like I said, this is a lot of new information. So if you haven't heard it, you better sit down and hear it, because. And a lot of it is disturbing. I do want to say some of it is disturbing, guys. So I just want to put that out there. So if you don't have the stomach for it, I'm going to just move right back Here it is.
Seen on tape right before she becomes a missing person. Here she is in critical surveillance video, leaving home at just 13 years old, and she breaks into a sprint. The man who owns the video had some fascinating insights into what kind of kid Celeste was. And let me tell you something, it is not what you might think of a runaway. That's next.
Yeah, right there. Getting to that corner. Y'all saw her sprinting, getting to that corner, right? And I haven't seen that nowhere else. Jesus. I have not seen her running from her house. She's almost when let me just go right back so y'all can see that little run right there. Right there. You're gonna see it.
Thanks for having me.
You're gonna see her running right here. Let me move this so y'all can see it really, really good.
Video, leaving home at just 13 years old, and she breaks into a sprint. The man who owns the video had some fascinating insights into what kind of kid Celeste was. And let me tell you something, it is not what you might think of a runaway. That's next.
And you see her right there, right? Right before she got to that corner. Right before she got to the corner.
When police found the badly decomposed remains of Celeste Rivas Hernandez in the trunk of her rich boyfriend's Tesla, it kicked off a spiraling mystery 2.5 weeks ago, but it also ended another mystery, one that had lasted a year and a half. Celeste was a missing person from the age of 13 on. Her disappearance was reported to the Sheriff's Department of Riverside County, where she lived. In April of 2024, that report went in, but she had been a runaway at least twice before that, in January and again in March of that year. Now TMZ has obtained video from the March disappearance. It was captured by a surveillance camera down the street from Celeste's home in Lake Elsinore, California. There's Celeste right there at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. This was March 19th. Where she's going and why she starts to run is unclear. But one thing is certain. This minute-long video is critical to what came next in her young life, as is personal information about Celeste herself from the man who owns the cameras. I spoke a short time ago about all of this with TMZ executive producer Charles Ladabodiere, and here's our conversation. Charles, tell me about this video.
Oh my God, y'all see? Oh my God, this video. This video takes us on a journey of her running away from our house all the way down to the corner, turns the corner, and she's still going. Passing other people and cars passing and everything. Oh my God, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this until now. We're going to go back to her journey of running. And you see how she's just run. She's walking fast. She had did a little jog, a little sprint. She's walking very fast. Early in the morning, a little after 7 o'clock in the morning. And now she's running. You see her running across. And she turns the corner and she's still going.
From the man who owns the cameras. I spoke a short time ago about all of this with TMZ executive producer Charles Ladabodiere, and here's our conversation. Charles, tell me about this video, when it was taken and the significance of the date and time.
Well, the video that we obtained from this is surveillance video from a liquor store in Lake Elsinore, California. The date is March 19th, 2024. What's significant about that date is this was around the time where what we've heard now from several people who have known, who knew Celeste, is that she was a runaway. And that in early 2024, there were multiple times that she ran away from home. This would have been either the second or third time, we're trying to figure that out, that she ran away in March. There had been, the first time had been in January. We've talked about it, that the police found her in Hollywood and brought her back to her family. But in March, she took off again. And we know this because her sister went into this liquor store and asked the owner if he had seen her come into the store. Did he have any surveillance video that might have shown her or where she went? He went back and looked at his cameras and he did see this video, which shows Celeste walking down the street, walking at first, but then running, and she's running toward someone. Now, you lose it in the video because she gets too far down the street and you can't make out the vehicle. But the owner of the liquor store who we spoke to told us there was a car waiting for her there.
I'll tell you, I zeroed in on a couple of details. One of the details was that it's 7 a.m.
Oh, this is, hi, Ophelia. Thank you for being here, Ophelia. This is, we're showing, this is new video of Celeste running away from her home around 7 or a little after 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, running away from her home. She did a little sprint first, trying to run. Then she's walking very fast. She walks all the way down to the corner, and then she turns the corner and keeps going. And everybody thinks, and even me, she's trying to meet somebody. She's trying to get there. And this was surveillance video from the liquor store. Oh my God. I have not seen this video. We haven't seen this video at all. Oh my Lord. This is a video. This is from today. This information is from today. Oh my God. Is that the liquor store? Oh my God. Okay.
Either the second or third time, we're trying to figure that out, that she ran away in March. The first time had been in January. We've talked about it, that the police found her in Hollywood, brought her back to her family. But in March, she took off again. And we know this because her sister went into this liquor store and asked the owner if he had seen her come into the store. Did he have any surveillance video that might have shown her or where she went? He went back and looked at his cameras, and he did see this video, which shows Celeste walking down the street, walking at first, but then running, and she's running toward someone. Now, you lose it in the video because she gets too far down the street and you can't make out the vehicle, but the owner of the liquor store who we spoke to told us there was a car waiting for her there.
I'll tell you, I zeroed in on a couple of details. One of the details was that it's 7 a.m. And I thought, what on earth could be going on in her life at 7 a.m. that this would cause a problem, and her sister would eventually ask for this video that day. And then I thought, well, that's usually a school bus pickup or drop, a pickup time. So is it thought that maybe she left home ostensibly to go to the school bus, didn't get on the school bus? Eventually, when she was reported as truant, maybe her sister started to ask, oh, I wonder if she ever did get on the school bus, and found the video showing that she didn't.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened here, Ashley, because the liquor store owner told us he was aware of Celeste and most of the kids in that neighborhood. Again, this liquor store is on the end of the block where Celeste's family lives. And he said that all the kids, when they would get off the school bus, or even when they were getting on the school bus, they would come into his store to buy, drinks or candy, snacks. And so he spoke to a lot of the kids. He knew Celeste, and he told us that, as far as he knew, he didn't know of any trouble at home, or that she was in any jeopardy or anything that he knew of. We have been told by law enforcement sources that they described her home life as troubled.
You and I have talked a little bit about this before, but I keep thinking every day something will loosen up with the LAPD. But I feel like you're getting the sense that this is one of the most tight-lipped cases they've had.
And I'm not sure exactly why, but that is an accurate description. I mean, we cover a lot of stories not like this necessarily, but we cover a lot of stories involving law enforcement here in Hollywood, in the Hollywood area. You usually hear something, right? The police forces are too large to not hear something. And there is a clear order from someone to make sure that we keep a tight lid on, they keep a tight lid on whatever it is that they've learned at this point. We've just heard so little.
Aren't you so shocked? I mean, honestly, this is the kind of case that screams for the public. We need your help. If you saw something on this date or this time, or
she is saying it right. I don't see nobody saying anything. I don't see no press conference. I don't see nobody. If you bring it to the public eye, even his friends, it took a while for them to realize. It's because you're not putting it out there. A lot of people probably got information. Even the people that saw her that morning, leaving, passing her, or other people. But if you're not talking about it, you see what I'm saying? If you're not talking about it, if you're not having a press conference, even if you're not asking for if anybody know anything, How do people? Oh Lord, Jesus, take the wheel on this.
In this window, please call us. Like, tips help. You can ask the people in the Idaho case. The tips helped, and they really do bring in a lot of information and good leads. There's been nothing. There's been no request from the LAPD, which tells me they got what they need. They just need to figure out what the next step is to make sure it's not a mess.
And that they're trying
We
to
need to get some smart people on there again, because seem like they're not doing their job. You know, they're not doing their job.
figure out how to connect some dots.
This seems to be another social media, investigation. Is it helping or is it hurting that there are so many true crime sleuths?
Let me just stop it. I love what she said. Social media investigation. Yes, social media is going to solve the case. All the YouTubers, all the TikTokers and Instagram users, social media bloggers, everybody, they're going to solve the case. We're getting ready to solve this case for the police. We're getting ready to solve this case for the investigators. They, believe me, everybody's fed up too. Because this is a child. He's been contacting this child since she was 11 years old. Okay? And this child is unalive now. She wasn't 15 when she was unalive. She was still 14. She just had her birthday while she was in the trunk of that Tesla. Her birthday came while she was in that Tesla. So she was a 14-year-old child. And he fooled around with her for a while now.
Trying to piece together the puzzle.
I think, you said this just a few minutes ago, Ashley, that public tips help, right? And there are certainly, and I would imagine the LAPD is people who are looking at specializing in social media, combing through some of this material that's out there. It can only help. And, one of the things that I've learned a lot about as we've been covering this story is Discord. And there is a ton of information that is available there in David's communications with his fans and his fans' communications with Celeste. Whether or not any of it is going to lead to a location where she was, who she was hanging out with, we haven't seen that yet. But I know that there is so much information out there. And if you have people on social media who are digging through it themselves, you never know. One of them might find the thing that, and certainly I hope that if they do, that they are sharing that with law enforcement. So maybe police are getting those tips anyway.
Charles Adebaudire, I know you have to go. I'm always so thankful. I appreciate it, sir.
Happy to talk to you anytime.
Sooner rather than later.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Ashley.
My thanks to Charles. And also, there's something in that video that I'm going to bring up in just a moment. It was a little detail that was weird. A woman who walks by Celeste has a reaction. I'm going to play it for you in a little bit and ask one of my special guests about it. But I got to take a quick break for a minute here. Our special report continues, though, with the search for an alibi. Will David's concert tour give him cover in what we now know is a homicide investigation? We're going to take you through each of his tour dates to find out just how strong an alibi that tour might be, should he actually need an alibi. That's next.
I'm blasted. You know you are.
The only people who need alibis are people suspected of crimes. And as we sit here tonight, the music star named David, spelled D4VD, is not one of those, a suspect. Or if he is, police sure aren't saying it. But given the fact that his underage girlfriend turned up dead in the trunk of his car in his neighborhood, and given that police have already raided his house and carted off items of interest, he may indeed need an alibi in the not too distant future. And that's where his concert tour comes in, his now canceled concert tour. By the way, David does still have dates open on his calendar for 2026. We looked into the lineup for the South American leg of Lollapalooza next March, and he is still listed as one of the acts, but I would not try to buy tickets just yet. As recently as last night, tickets were still being sold for David shows in Australia, but tonight, there are no David shows in Australia. Anyway, David's availability for the future shows could certainly depend on his past ones, the ones leading up to September 8th, when police found this. the underage girlfriend dead in the trunk of his Tesla in a tow lot. She'd been decomposing for weeks, maybe over a month, in that trunk, right up until police responded to the call from the impound lot that the stench from the car was overwhelming. So where was the singer when the girl's body was discovered? And maybe more importantly, where was the singer when she was wrapped in plastic and put into that trunk, only for that trunk to be closed for the final time? Judging from the concert poster, David's Withered tour in support of his debut album kicked off August 5th in Del Mar, California, on the outskirts of San Diego. And as jam-packed as this list looks, it is not even a complete list. Several shows were added, both before the official kickoff and...
Y'all see that list? I can't enlarge it anymore, but you can maybe you can enlarge your screen or whatever and see. Can you see it? Let me try to read some of those dates. Oh, you got, okay, that's September. September, he got, today is the 27th. So all of September and past. So he got October the 1st, October the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th, 6th, 9th, 10th. So every other day or every couple of days, he got one all through October, the 15th. And then he got, with other support from, oh, I'm not going to name these people, but he got all of October booked, but that's over in Europe. So I think if this man goes to Europe for his concert, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. If he get on that plane, you can't tell me. I'm not going to even make a bet with you. He ain't coming back. If he get on that plane, go for that October 1st date, he ain't coming back. Police and just let him go free. I never heard of stuff like this. All this evidence. And he ain't even a suspect? What they trying to do?
Before the remaining dates were scrapped just a week ago tonight. So on paper, it looks almost impossible for David to have been involved in whatever happened to Celeste. But not really. We did find some holes in his schedule, windows where he could have traveled back and forth to LA. But that raises the question of how David's entourage was traveling, or at least how David was traveling. The tour was laid out in geographical order, the way you would hit those cities if you were, say, driving a tour bus. But nowhere in the articles or the posts is there any mention of a bus. The only transportation that's ever shown or referenced is an airplane, sometimes a private plane, which opens up a lot of possibilities. But there is still the question of time. And to figure that out, we cross-checked a couple of key resources. Concertarchives.org tracks every show by every artist you can name, often including videos, photos, and even set lists. We also looked at David's personal tour diary. He has an Instagram account just for his concerts called Concerts and Travels called David Tour. And what did we find? Back on July 30th, David played a show at the Warfield Theater in San Francisco. It wasn't an official tour date and it wasn't on his schedule, so maybe it was just like a tune-up show to get ready for the tour. He had 3 days off after that until his next date, August 2nd in Del Mar. Also not listed on the tour schedule, he played there on August 2nd, had another 2 days off, and then played again on the 5th, leaving plenty of time to get back and forth to Los Angeles, even if by bike. Between the start of his tour and the first week of September, it looks like David had 13 different days off from this tour. July 31st, August 3rd, 4th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 14th, 18th, 21st, 25th, 27th, 31st, and September 1st. But the only chunks of time where he had more than 1 day off in a row, those happened on August 3rd and 4th, and August 10th and 11th. And then again, August 31st, 1st and September 1st. It looks like we can account for his whereabouts, though, on that third set of days, August 31st and September 1st, and here's how. On the 1st, he posted this photo of himself and his photographer next to a private plane. Pay attention to what David is wearing in this picture. Also pay attention to his hairstyle, because when we checked his main Instagram against his travel Instagram, we found this video of David. Notice the same clothes, same hair, and he's telling fans that he's headed to Houston to see his friend Callie perform. That video was posted on September 7th, but that does not mean that it was shot on September 7th, right? It was actually more than likely shot on September 1st, just like this one, the picture of him next to the private plane, wearing the same clothes with the same hairstyle. In fact, David was actually performing on stage in Madison, Wisconsin on September 7th, so he could not have been flying to Houston on the 7th when this video was posted. So again, probably shot on the 1st, posted on the 7th. Bottom line, this dead girl's boyfriend had 11 days to himself in the month leading up to the day that police found Celeste's body, which means exactly nothing if he is never named as a suspect or if he is never charged. And it also means next to nothing if he is charged and authorities can't figure out when Celeste actually died. And maybe more importantly, when she was stashed in the trunk of David's Tesla. All right, guys, have a good weekend. You know, I have never really believed that there's no such thing as bad publicity. I mean, I think of Diddy and OJ and Casey Anthony, not good. But if David comes out of this mess unscathed, and I mean legally unscathed, I might just change my mind. And that's because the verdict is already in on his career. And it seems the impact of this tragedy has not been tragic at all for his career. I'm going to run you the numbers in a moment.
Run the numbers right quick, and then that's.
You didn't know the R&B singer named David, spelled D4VD, a few weeks ago, but now you do. And if you downloaded one of his songs for the first time and became a fan, it is not because of anything his manager, his record label, or his PR team did. It's because a dead teenager was found in the trunk of his car. And P.S., you've got plenty of company. Since September 8th, when the remains of Celeste Rivas Hernandez were found, David's overall music streams have doubled to 30,300,000 in the United States alone. And the track with the biggest boost, the one called Romantic Homicide, it's gone from 2.9 million streams to 9.4 million streams in just 2.5 weeks. And here's the weird part. Celeste is making money too, sort of, in the world of virtual currency. On some of the more obscure crypto sites that I don't pretend to understand, her name has become a token. Some call it a meme coin. Justice for Celeste coins are trading online for actual money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But where that money is coming from and where it is going to, where the tokens come from and who decides what they're worth, a crypto journalist. And yes, that's a real thing too. Poses the question, tribute or exploitation. And on that, I say the jury's out. Thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend. Almost next.
Okay, guys. Also, the fundraiser that a family have set up. There is a fundraiser that a family set up, and that is huge. I don't have time to bring it up right now because we're getting ready to end. But I do want to thank everybody for being here. Thank everybody for, we did learn a lot of new information today during this live. We got a video of Celeste leaving her home around 7 o'clock in the morning. Where's she going on that Tuesday morning, 7 o'clock in the morning? Moving very fast down the street and around the corner to a waiting car. Where is she going? That video came from the liquor store. Also, we got the tour dates when David for all of August and then some of September. But you got to remember, I think on the 24th, he did a concert, and the girl that everybody think is Celeste was at the top with that tube top on, where the body was found with that tube top on, black tube top. Go figure. And then the information about the car, how dusty the car was. The car was so dusty, caked on dust. And the rims and the tires, the condition and the dent in the car. How many times before you can pick up a car on the side of the road when police come out? They take it as an abandoned car after 3 calls or reports on it. So on the 3rd attempt, they finally moved the car, and people just thought it was a dead animal somewhere in the neighborhood. But the car got moved. They did not find her body until after it was moved to the tow yard, and then the next day or something like that, or a few days later, or the next day, the people at the tow yard smelled the odor, and they called the police and started opening up the trunk. And when they came and opened up the trunk on September the 8th, that's when they found the decomposed body of Celeste, a 14-year-old child that was unalived at the age of 14. She is still a child. She's a teenager, just beginning to become a teenager. She's still a young teen. And the last person to see her was the man known as David, parked on his street, right down from his house, and a car registered in his name. And they wonder how her body was could fit in a car, because allegedly there's no arms and legs, only the torso and head. The body has been released to the family. The body was released to the family. I think it was on Wednesday. Released to the family. I guess all autopsies and medical reports and everything, toxicology and everything must have been done. Everything that they need. I don't know. Are we going to see a funeral anytime soon, or are the family? Are we going to see the mother make a statement, or when are we going to see the police do a press conference? When are they going to reach out and classify this as a homicide? They haven't said a word. So we all seem like social media people is going to solve the case for them. If they don't get up and start doing it themselves or speaking out, somebody's going to do something. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all. I hope that you all heard as much as I have. Thank you all for everything. And we're going to go ahead and do what we do. I'm going to go ahead and end right now, guys. Bye-bye. And only thing I can say is we're going to send out prayers for the family. All right, guys. You all have a good Sunday, and I will try to be here tomorrow. Bye-bye.